Hello, Robin and Kim here on this Wellness Wednesday. Hope everybody's doing well. If you look at our title, you might think, what in the world does friendship have to do with wellness? It has a lot to do with wellness. And a lot of times I think people think that when you think about connection and friendship, it's all mental wellness, but I'm going to give you some statistics that you might go, wow, that is unbelievable about how friendships can change your physical health. So here are a few statistics. People with strong social relationships are 50% less likely to die prematurely. And this was from a case study at Brigham Young in 2009. It's 148 case studies, actually over 300,000
Wow.
participants. So it's a pretty big study, right? And the impact of lacking social connection is equal to the risk of smoking 15 cigarettes a day and greater than the risk of obesity, excess alcohol consumption, and
Huh.
lack of exercise. So
Wow.
that's like crazy. Another, let's see, what else do I have? Okay, a growing number of research reports showed loneliness is associated with greater risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke, dementia, immune system dysfunction, impulsive behavior, impaired judgment, and physical exhaustion. Let's see. And
Oh,
you know what? I was wondering oh, here, one more thing before I ask this question. Studies also show that loneliness leads to changes in gene expression in
mhm.
white blood cells, which result in increased inflammation, reduced defenses against viruses. So
You know what? That
if
goes
that
so
doesn't want to
well.
make you be a friend,
Right, right. But
right?
that just tells me, like, that the brain gut connection,
Gut.
almost like the brain butt connection, the brain gut connection. Don't make me
It's
laugh
X-rated.
myself.
It's X-rated again this
I
this
know.
week.
So that the brain gut connection where,
Yes.
you're sad, you're
Yep.
thinking and you're sad and your thoughts and all that stuff, you're lonely, that's emotional. And
It,
then how that affects your gut or how your gut affects your brain too. So,
it's
wow.
all that
Yeah.
chemical reaction going on, like we talked about last week. Um, and I won't say kind of recently, my doctor started asking questions like back maybe in 2014. She never asked these questions, but then all of a sudden, one of excuse me, one of the questions that came up was, um, how are you feeling emotionally, or
Mm,
are you lonely? Hold on, I got to get a drink too.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
got to
choke.
choke.
Are you drinking watermelon juice?
No, it's my
Was it
energize.
energized? Okay. Sorry.
Sorry,
You had
guys.
me going there.
Uh,
Okay.
I know. Sorry. So this is what happens when you go live. Um, I am reading a book, and I recommended it because this month it is International Day of Friendship on July 30th, and we talked about its social connection or
Mhm.
social wellness month. Last week we talked about that. So I'm reading this book, and of course now I've got it turned off, and it's not going to come on right. Um, but it's called Friendship. Let's see. Let me show
Are you
you the
reading that
picture
book
of it.
together by
Or together. Yes. Yes.
together?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can show you a picture of it. Anyway, in there's so much good information, you guys, and I just kind of picked this out of nowhere, this book, and every day I am learning new things.
Wow.
Um, one of the one of the things that was interesting in here too, it's for your, not just for your mental health and physical health, but it's like for your safety. It said that getting to know your neighbors and if you live in a neighborhood where you know your neighbors and you interact with your neighbors, our burglars are less likely to come into your neighborhood because they know what neighborhoods are close
Hmm.
and keep contact with one another and help each other out. So I thought that was interesting because our neighborhood is very friendly, and
Yeah.
almost every person in it,
Right.
which is great.
Everybody's
And we
looking
try
out
to
for each other, I think.
right,
Everyone's looking
right.
out for each other, making sure that's one of the things I'm going to talk about too. but.
Yeah. So go ahead, because I'm going to look for the copy of this
Okay.
book. So you go ahead
Yeah.
and talk about those 4
So
things.
I want to talk about 4 things that are recommended that you can do to increase your social connection, reduce risk of loneliness. The number 1 thing is connecting with your loved ones, people you love in your life, or friends, and actually focusing like 15 minutes a day, like connecting, and
Ooh.
for us, like we live, our 4 kids live in 4 different states. We're all scattered across the country. And so when we chat with them on the phone, it's really special because we want to, connect. And we keep a group chat going on WhatsApp too for all of us, so we can, talk that way. We also do videos. We do have Marco Polo, the Marco Polo app, which we do videos to each other,
That's awesome.
keep everybody what's going on and stuff. It's not daily like that we get to chat in person, but it's, it's the next best thing. But
Right.
and it doesn't have to be your, it could be neighbors too or somebody. And the other thing is being present when you're connecting. That means, looking them in the eye, not being on your phone, just being there and actually being very present in the moment. And another thing is to develop a stronger connection with yourself. And that can be through meditation, through prayer, going out in nature, just kind of being with yourself too, kind of makes you appreciate more like how that you want to, knowing yourself better helps you to connect with other people as well, is what I'm trying to say.
And liking yourself.
Liking yourself.
Because listen, it's true. I mean, if you're not happy with yourself, you don't want to connect with other people. I mean, I've been there. I felt like I haven't liked myself before, and I'm just like, don't want anything. Yeah.
And you think like, well, I don't like me. Nobody else is gonna like me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So that's a big one. And that's kind of the hardest ones too.
Yeah.
But because we're the hardest on ourselves.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
So, and one more thing is service, like volunteering, having a purpose. And volunteering, when you're volunteering with other people, you've got a common purpose, and that creates also connection, friendship. So just joining a group to, do a cleanup day or whatever with your church, or whatever it is, volunteering at a shelter or whatever there's so many things you can do to volunteer, but those are good ways to. So yeah,
for sure. Here's the book right here. So I'll show you guys this, and I'll also tag it in the comments of our post here. And I know like a couple of things that came up in this book when I was reading was like a lot of people were hesitant because they've been burned before. We've all been burned before. I mean, Kim, have you? I mean, I've been burned a few times, and it hurts. And you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm not even going to make friends because people suck. I mean, I've heard myself say that before because it's very hurtful. And especially when you don't know what you've done, or if there's no communication there. So, but this book talks about that, and you can't go down that rabbit hole of I can't make other connections, because you can, because not everybody is like that. And you can't, I mean, look, Kim and I, how long have we been friends, Kim? For 5 years?
4 years?
Now?
5 years?
4 or 5 years? Yeah. So it's like, there are good people out there. You just, you got to find those like-minded people, and the people that aren't jerks.
I think there are more good people than not.
And there are. So yeah, because I have heard other people say that I'm fine all by myself and I don't need, but you do need people.
We're made for social connection.
Yeah. And like in the blue zones, it talks about it in this book too, the blue zones, and how much longer people live because they are a community and they do things for one another, and they work together and to grow food and to do whatever, they help each other. So it definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
Make a friend, you guys. Make a friend. We'll be your friend.
We'll be your friend. I was just gonna say the same thing. We'll be your friend.
We love people. We love people.
Don't make me smile. I had gum surgery yesterday. My mouth is hurting. So it's when I laugh, I'm like, oh, okay. So it's okay.
Well, you look good. So.
Well, thank you. Dear. So
thanks for tuning in, you guys. And we'll be back next week.
Yep. Have fun and live young.
Yes, we will. See ya.
All right.